there. Today I'm going to jump right in. If you remember, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that, and if you haven't, I'm going to tell you, the ESA lens of outside sources of self-esteem. This is where you define your worth if you don't believe that you have inherent worth that stems from the inside just from being born. So the ESA lens of the outside sources, when you don't believe that, is my name, ESA. E is for esteem, A is for achievements, S is for society, and the final A is for attributes and assets, or assets. So I have worth because of what I achieve, I have worth because you say I do, or I have worth because of what I have. And what I have is either I have a nice house, a nice car, the right TV, the right outfit, or I have pretty hair, a pretty face, a slim or built body. So what I have, that sentence could either be attributes or assets. And last week I did a talk for some teens, and for the first time in person, got a lot of questions / pushback, which I love, on these outside sources. When I've done this talk with adults, they either agree right away, or they get it right away, or they aren't comfortable pushing back on me. I'm not sure, but I'm not kidding when I say this was the first time I got this kind of pushback. And so one of the comments was, she didn't phrase it this way, so I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, what about college recruiters of high school sports? And her thing was like, but statistically, literally stats, some athletes are better than others. And the recruiters are looking at those statistics. Vicki, are you telling me that those don't matter? And no, I'm not. I really appreciate this pushback, by the way. I enjoyed having this dialogue with these teens as a way to really open their mind to this different way of looking at things and have a different way to explain it. So no, do what you need to do. If you're in sports, win the game. Specifically, more so, by the way, if you're in high school sports, get your scholarship. Do what you need to do when the recruiters are there. I want you to have the best stats. I want you to have the best time or the most touchdowns or whatever. When I say the most time, I should probably say the shortest time because I'm thinking about running. But I want you to have all that. I also want you to know that the person who came in second, the person who did not run as fast as you, the athletes who are on the bench when you're the starter, they have the same inherent worth that you do just from being born. That you do not have more worth as a person. You are not a better than person because you're better than them at the sport. And then my husband actually jumped in. He was there for the talk. He was doing my audio visual. He was handling the slides. And I do this because he was literally like pushing the button on the computer. And he jumped in. He asked me if it was okay. And it's always going to be okay when he jumps in because poor guy has to listen to me talk about this stuff at home all the time. I kid you not. I talk about this stuff at home all the time, which might be good for my kids because they're hearing this kind of stuff about their worth all the time. No, your worth does not come from getting good grades. No, your worth does not come from your pretty voice when you're singing in chorus or playing the piano. Your worth doesn't come from those things. Your worth comes simply because you were born. And I do believe that my husband had his response to this kind of resonated more because my husband does enjoy basketball and did play basketball a lot in high school, and not like for the high school team or anything. He just enjoyed it. And when he was at camp, he played against his friends at camp. And so he was able to say, do the trash talk, do whatever you're going to do as part of the sport, knowing that when you walk off the field, that person is still your absolute equal. And I do a lot of this stuff. Like I talk about like, because I work with adults in my office, it's more like if you're a lawyer, go ahead and win the case, be a killer in the courtroom, do all that. If you're a doctor, be the best doctor. And even down to if you're a stay-at-home mom or dad cook a good meal? Yes. Just know that the person who doesn't cook as well as you do, or the opposing counsel, has the exact same inherent worth that you do. You are equal because you were born. So that's what I was trying to get home to these kids. And I think that what I appreciated the most with them was, like I said, seeing that it was a brand new lens for them, a very different way of looking at it. And I enjoyed watching their brains struggle with the information of like, ooh, I kind of see where you're going with that, Vicky. And I'm not sure if I agree with you or not. And that's okay too. I'm not here to make anyone agree with me or disagree. I am here to present a different way of looking at things. And then in my office, if you're coming to see me, I'm here to help you dig into why you don't agree. So I want you to hear that differently. Again, I'm not here to convince you to agree or change your mind. I would rather dig in with you on basically what messages did you get in childhood? Why don't you agree with this belief system of inherent worth because you were born? So today I wanted to come in and just explain that it was nice to get this pushback from the teens of opening a dialogue of, in their mind, it really was, but we're hearing this other message. Like I said, with sports recruiters, are you really telling me that that doesn't make someone better than? And yes, you may be a better athlete. You are still equal to that person. You both have inherent worth because you were born. So if this does resonate with you and you want to work further, head over to my website, Your Decision Diva. I am Your Decision Diva. I'm your queen of clarity. I still have my crown on if you couldn't see very well. And I'll see you next time.